Greg Laspiza, Regional President with AXA Advisors. We just had Jack Hirsch at our offsite meeting. Transform your mind, transform your business. Unbelievable presentation. Highly encourage you to take advantage of it. Our team just left highly motivated, visualizing success in 2017.
My name is Jack Hirsch. I am a motivational hypnotist, and we'll get to that part in a little bit. And as you said, the name of the presentation is Transform Your Mind, Transform Your Business. It's basically a presentation about how to get and stay focused on your goals, and it's built around the idea that it's easy to get motivated, but difficult to stay motivated. See, your brains are a tracking machine. It's just the way your brains are wired, and it goes all the way back to primitive times. And I'd like to demonstrate this. Do you mind? Give me a hand, Julia, right? All right, come on up. I'm not going to hypnotize you right now. This is just a simple little demonstration. So I'd like to use Julia for a demonstration, then we'll talk about this a little bit more. I just want you to look out at the back of the room. Okay. And I just want you to trace a nice big circle with your eyes. Nice smooth circle. Go ahead and do it. Okay, go ahead and stop. Now you guys up front could probably see it. Her eyes didn't really move in a nice smooth circle, did they? They kind of moved in stops and starts. It's because she's not focused. We're going to do it again this time. I just want you to focus on the tip of my finger, okay? Okay. And we're going to go around nice, smooth circle. Perfect. Did you see the difference?
It felt different.
It does, because you got something to focus on. Let's give Julia a big round of applause. Thank you. So let's talk about this just a little bit more. Inside your brain is this little bundle of nerves, and it's part of what's called the reticular activating system. Someplace where your reticular activating system may have kicked in for you guys. I'm going to assume you've all bought a new car at some point. It doesn't have to be brand new, just new to you. And you've probably done some research, you read some reviews, you test drove different makes and models until you found just the right car for you. You go to the dealership, pay for your car. The minute you drive it off the lot, you are suddenly aware of every single car that looks just like your car. In fact, sometimes it seems like every third car looks just like your car. A week ago, you didn't even notice these cars that looked like your car, but the minute you left, every car that looks like yours comes popping into your sight. That's your reticular activating system. Now, just imagine if you took your reticular activating system and put it to work to help you achieve your goals. By writing your goals down 3 to 5 times a week, you're letting your reticular activating system know that these goals are important to you, and it's going to go to work and find every single possibility to help you achieve those goals. That brings us to the part of the presentation where I'd like to bring a few of you up out of the audience and hypnotize you and demonstrate some of the things that I've been talking about. So why did I choose these folks? As I said, I'm looking for the people who can take an image in their mind and turn it into reality. I asked them to get loose, limp, and relaxed. And what do I have? I have loose, limp, and relaxed. A lot of my presentation is about changing the pictures in your mind, and you change your behavior. So the opposite of loose, limp, and relaxed would be stiff and rigid, right? All my volunteers, in just a moment, I'm going to come by and I'm going to grab your arm. When I do, I want you to imagine that arm becoming stiff and rigid like a steel bar. Just locking at the shoulder, locking at the elbow, locking at the wrist. No matter how hard you try to bend it, you cannot bend it. No matter how hard I try to bend it, I cannot bend it. I push down and it just gets stronger and stronger, just like a steel bar. So again, change the picture in your mind, you change your reaction, you change your behavior. Like Avante, you're a big guy, come on up. Now I could just be selling this, just like you guys sell financials and insurance. Go ahead and give a little push on that. Now try one of the women. It's not just the guys that get those muscles. She might actually even be stronger than him. Pretty good? You convinced? All right. Now do me a favor, stand right here. And you do exactly what they're doing. Make your arm stiff and rigid like a steel bar. Okay? Where this guy. Plus, if you notice, the rest of his body got kind of rigid, didn't it? He put his arm out, the rest of his body got rigid. Again, whole rest of their body, loose and limp. There you go. Whole rest of their body loose and limp. Only that arm is stiff. Go ahead and have a seat. So would you all agree that having emotional control is very important in your business? That a person who has self-confidence, believes in themselves, believes in their products and services, is going to be far more successful than a person who has fear of rejection, fear of failure, and doesn't believe in their product and service, right? The interesting thing, very cool thing about using visualization is you can actually tap into your emotions. Hypnotic state is actually a very emotional state. So using visualization, and as I said, visualization is hypnosis. Using visualization, you can tap into your emotional states, which means you can turn some emotions down and turn others up. I could demonstrate this in a lot of ways, and I'm going to do it in a very humorous way. And then I'm going to talk about it a little bit more and give more of a message around it after we're done. All my volunteers, in just a moment I'm going to tap you on the shoulder. When I tap you on the shoulder, you're going to start laughing like you just heard the funniest joke in the world. The more I tap you on the shoulder, the funnier it's going to get. You're going to just start laughing harder and harder. And here comes the punchline. And there's the punchline, and it's 10 times funnier than you expected it to be. And you're just going to keep laughing harder and harder and harder. No matter how hard you try to stop laughing, you cannot stop laughing. And you just keep laughing harder. And it's now 100 times funnier. You cannot stop laughing 100 times funnier. Just keep laughing funnier and funnier and funnier. And sleep all the way down. So you guys were impressed at how much they were able to laugh. I'm impressed at the fact that they can turn it off that quickly. If I came up to any of you in the audience right now and said, if I tap you on the shoulder, you're going to start laughing like you just heard the funniest joke in the world, do you think you could start laughing like this? Funnier and funnier and funnier. How about turning it off, though? Just like, sleep on. So the message that goes with this. You guys have this kind of control, too. Like I said, I just picked these volunteers because they are able to do it quicker. I told you about the bell curve. 80% of the population of any room is able to go into a state of hypnosis. If you can daydream, if you can visualize, you can tap into those emotions just like these guys do. If you can tap into these emotions, that means that right now, if you're a producer, if you're just starting out and maybe you're a little bit nervous about the close, you start getting nervous, you get a little fidgety, you start getting those butterflies when it comes time for the close. You can tap into these emotions, turn that down, turn up self-confidence so you can go into the close calm, cool, and confident. If you get a little nervous when it's time to ask for referrals, again, you can tap down that emotional response of nervousness and amp up calm, cool, and confidence. Everybody's heard the phrase, never let them see you sweat. And everybody says, well, you can't control sweating, you can't control blushing. Let me show you something. Everyone up on stage, all my volunteers, you realize this next thing to be true. You're no longer in the conference room. You're now sitting on a beautiful sunny beach. Maybe it's a beach you've been to before. Maybe it's a beach you've always wanted to go to. That's right. It's 85 degrees. The sun's shining down on you. No longer in snowy Cleveland. It's 85 degrees and that sun's just shining down. And it's going to keep getting warmer and warmer. Keep your clothes on. That's right. You might want to kick your shoes off. It is a public beach, keep your clothes on, but it's now 87, 88, 89 degrees. It's getting warmer and warmer. You're going to want to fan yourselves off, do what you got to do to stay cool because it's now 95, 96. It's going to keep getting hotter and hotter. 101 degrees, 102, 103. I've been in Arizona in July and it was never this hot. It's now 135 degrees and you're starting to pour down sweat off your forehead. Whew, it is getting hotter and hotter and hotter. And if you guys up front can see, he's starting to blush a little bit. Capillaries are opening up. They actually feel like it's 101 degrees right now. But that's easy, right? Because you're in a room full of people. Maybe they're just naturally feeling warmer. Look off on the horizon, my volunteers. You're going to start to see some storm clouds moving in. It's 110 degrees right now, and it's going to start cooling off as those clouds move in, get closer and closer. In fact, you're starting to feel little sprinkles on your forehead now. It's now down to 75 degrees, down to 70 degrees, down to 65 degrees, down to 55, down to 50, down to 40 degrees. The temperature just dropped. It's now 30 degrees. It's snowing and blowing. It's like you're back in Cleveland, but you're still on the beach in your bathing suit. That wind's blowing right up on you. It's now down to negative 10, negative 20 degrees, getting so cold. That's right, huddle up. Do what you got to do to stay warm. Everybody take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, the temperature returns to normal, and you sleep all the way down. Perfect. So again, it's very funny, but the message still remains the same. Change the pictures in your mind, and you change your behavior. You change your reactions to the given situation. Next time you open your eyes, you're going to demand a bottle of water. I've got a bottle of water for you. That's not a problem. The problem you're going to have is no matter how hard you try, you cannot open that bottle of water, and you're getting thirstier and thirstier and thirstier. 22 and 3, eyes open. Welcome back. Welcome back. How you doing? What was your name again?
John?
John. Everything all right?
Water?
Water, yeah. I'm going to get a little drink myself. Oh, that's good water. There you go. thirstier and thirstier. And so, what? Hold it? Oh, I gotta talk to these guys. I don't have time. See, this actually surprises me. The message with this little demonstration is around self-limiting beliefs. Best water you've ever had, huh? Yeah. So the message behind this is all about self-limiting beliefs. The biggest obstacles you're going to run into in life are your own self-limiting beliefs. Any other time, John could have just ripped it. He's a big guy. He could have ripped that bottle cap open. But in his mind, he honestly believed he couldn't do it. And I believe it was Henry Ford who said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Jennifer, next time you open your eyes, you will not be able to find your shoe. No matter how hard you try, you will not be able to find your shoe. Sales. What's the number one motivator for salespeople? Money. Absolutely wrong. Money is the worst motivator in the world. You guys haven't been hearing a thing I've been saying. Pictures in your mind, the way you think about yourself, what you believe is your motivator. If money was the best motivator, you'd all be top of the table. You'd all have Greg's job at this point. Money is not the best motivator. It's your own self-confidence, your own self-belief, the belief in your products, the images in your head that are the motivator. $1,000 if you can find that shoe, Jennifer. Most of the time, people don't realize they're hypnotized. Are you hypnotized, John? Are you hypnotized right now? Are you? No? Not at all? Nah. So if I say sleep, you won't have any fucking... Okay. 1, 2, 3, eyes open, wide awake. So you're sure you're not hypnotized?
I'm good.
I can't hypnotize you no matter how hard I try.
Oh, you probably could.
I probably could if I worked really hard. Do I have to work this hard? Yeah. See, we're very good at fooling ourselves too. Your perception is your reality. He doesn't know what hypnosis feels like, so he has no perception of it. And hypnosis doesn't feel like anything. You talk to these guys afterwards, and they'll tell you they didn't feel hypnotized because hypnosis isn't a feeling. Again, it's a state of mind. As I said, one of the top 3 things that high achievers do to get focused on their goals and stay motivated is to use visualization. And the visualization technique I'm going to guide them through is the same one that you guys can use too if you wanted to use visualization to be focused on your goals. So if you'd like to join along just to see what this visualization technique is like, again, you don't have to be deeply hypnotized to have the effects. You start practicing doing visualization, and next time Greg has me come and speak to you guys, I expect to see a whole stage full of people. So if you want to follow along, see what this visualization technique is like, I encourage you to do it. Go ahead, sit up straight in your chairs, take a deep breath, and just follow along with what I'm going to do with these guys.